Hi, welcome back to the channel, TrainStation 2. Alright, this is how I prepare for the second competitions, EP Head Start, events, factory filled to the brim, together with warehouse all full of event items, as well as all my 6 core factories are all filled to the brim as well. And I think most importantly is to start late. If you ask me how to start late, how you intend to start late is definitely before the start of the competition itself, like almost like half an hour or 1 hour before the start of it. Do not log in the game anymore. After that, let's assume you log in 7 hours after that. That means that you are about 6 hours late, because just to count in that 1 hour before the start of the competition as well. So in generally, I repeat a bit, 1 hour before the start of competition, do not log on, and then you start like 7 hours later. So in generally 7 minus 1, you are 6 hours late. Okay, so that's how you start late in competition. Do remember, even though you start the game, once you log into the game, even though you didn't click on the trophy to start the competition, you are automatically enrolled into the competition. So do remember that. Alright, so how do you not enroll into the competition? Do not even log into the game at all. So no game for the 6 or 7 hours. Okay, so that's how you're going to start late. And like I said, preparing the factories are really important, because end of the day, you want all the non-event items out of the warehouse, all of them placed into your factory's input and output tray. So you can see my non-event factories are all filled to the brim as the output tray. In other words, the production has been stored by the products all penned in the output tray. And with that, I've add on more things in the input tray. That is because all this is the storage space for the raw materials. Should I need any of those raw materials, I can easily cancel that order and take back that raw material. So let me just quote you an example of a chair. So if I have a chair in the input tray and the production has store, so what am I actually storing in that input tray? I'm storing two things: timber and nails. Okay, so that's how I make use of those spaces. Of course, some items, like example sofa, require 3 components. Then if you store a sofa, in other words, you're storing 3 raw materials in the input tray. Okay, so that's how you work out in terms of having additional warehouse spacing, by making use of the core factories input tray and output tray as your additional interim warehouse spacing. And do remember to have 3 EP Head Start. What is EP Head Start? Apparently is that you have 3 of those clients, those that generate EPs. Complete them, do not collect them until you start your competition, like 6 or 7 hours later. I'm just going to warn you, do not start beyond 12 hours, just in case you're being disqualified to compete. I do want to tell you that it's true that the developer will not allow you to join competition if you start like 12 hours or beyond. I did once. I start really late, I wasn't able to compete, and that loses a lot of those event coins, not even a single event coin. So do remember that. Alright, so do not start too late, but it's good to start late, probably 6 hours, between 6 to 12 hours late. Okay, so next, I'm going to mention about the event factory. Event factory, make sure you have all the important items, basically those items that you take a long while to make. Keep on making them and then store into the warehouse. So your warehouse should be filled with all this TVs, furniture and whatnot that makes from the event factory. And end of the day, you should have tons and tons of those containers, as well as those polymer that you collect, that you actually convert into microchip. So with containers and microchipped, a lot of them in the warehouse, as well as in the input and output tray of your event factory itself. So generally, I just sum up again, starting late but not too late. How late? Between 6 to 12 hours. Then have your 3 EPs, or i.e. your 3 customers ready, and then with that, do not collect them until the start. We should start like 6 to 12 hours later. Then another thing about the core factories, 6 core factories filled to the brim in the input and output tray, acts as an interim warehouse spacing. And last but not least, your event factories should have even those hardest to make items ready in the input and output tray, so that you can eventually collect them when the event start. Alright, so then I want to mention again the importance of certain commodities or items in this event. You realize I did always mention about containers, about microchip. They are really 2 major component you require to make your event items. Okay, so as for the core factories, what should be in it, for copper is a major items that we'll always be using, so make sure your factory have all the copper ready for collection. Do not have steel in it. If you really want to keep steel to come in handy and you don't want to waste that 3 minutes to collect steel, then you should have nails in the input tray of the factory, so that you can convert and cancel that nails back to steel if you really wanted that. Otherwise, I thought that you could actually spend 3 minutes just to collect steel from the steel factory. That being said, if you're in a certain region whereby, let's say, they have those steel factory, gasoline factory, flour factory, all these factories, you make sure you have already completed that mission to unlock that factory, because they really help a lot in terms of competition itself. Alright, so that being said, important things, as I mentioned earlier, just summarize. Containers, microchip, those are the 2 things from the event factories. Then the other things that are important will be copper for sure. Steel you can grab from your steel factory. Alright, so these are the few important items that you really need. And last but not least, please continuously upgrade your population by using the 5 building technique. So I just want to sum up again, what is this about? This is about increasing your warehouse spacing. I have continuously working hard to increase that population. I'm now going to hit 10,000 really soon. That's really a milestone. Once I hit 10,000 or a bit more than that, then I'll be able to upgrade another 100 space in that warehouse. So warehouse spacing is really important. I didn't know that it's so important until I came into late, like almost crossing to region 4. So I was terribly wrong when I first started this game. I learned a lot by looking at how the people play through the forum, as well as how people start late. That's why I'm sharing with you all this, because I really wanted you to win. If you just started the game and you've been asking like how do you level up fast, my answer to you is always do not level up fast. Okay, I'm not answering your question how to level up fast, because I do not want you to level up fast. If you level up fast, you'll be just like me, whereby you have missed out certain trains in a certain region, and you'll regret not be able to claim them anymore once you cross that region. Getting a train from a previous region will require a lot of gems, which you need to buy, and there's only buying a chance and not exactly the same train that you miss out. Okay, and of course you can wait for the seaport event, which happens once or twice a year, so it's really long if you once you cross that region. And if I were you, if you start in really like Britain right now, region 1, focus on building the all the fleet size and capacity, then build the population. Start the game slow, do not cross the region 2 so fast, so you have a good population already. I think that would be fantastic, because that would actually build a very strong foundation for you to compete. And furthermore, when you are in low in levels or in earlier part of the game, you always have the advantage. Alright, so I'm almost coming towards the end of this video. I wish you good luck in the second competition. Hopefully we can all get that 1000 event coins legendary train. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.